Hey guys, this is Michael Erdman with My Smart Blog, and I wanted to share with you really quick the information that I passed on in my last webinar, and I'm going to be sharing it again coming up on Thursday on the next webinar about how your business is going to be threatened, especially at the top end of the market. Those 700 plus credit score borrowers with money to put down, the people that are the easy closes, a lot of times get the automated valuation stuff, so you don't even need to order an appraisal and can close quickly. And nice commissions, really good quality clients that bring you more of those when you do your business right and get referrals from really high quality clients. Unfortunately, those are going to be the most threatened with this new stuff going on with the corporatization of our industry. And one of those I want to show you is this one that's going on with Zillow, because the transition of what they were, which is a lead generation resource and traffic driven to help you do more business by selling you leads, is now transitioning into something that literally has become an animal that's looking to eat your business, to absorb your business, take it away from you, and we need to fight back. And I'm going to share with you how to do that. But this is the shareholder letter from the first quarter of 2019. I'm going to go through some basic information here. First thing I want you to pay attention to is they have a consolidated GAAP net loss. Now, for an internet-based company that's largely driven off of advertising, that is really odd because advertising has high margins, and digital traffic doesn't have the type of infrastructure that other traditional businesses. So an established business on that much revenue to be running that big of a loss, is already kind of a red flag. And you have to ask yourself, why is that? I'm going to explain that here in a second. Okay, so listen to this. In the instant offers part of the Zillow platform, there were more than 35,000 seller requests of people looking into selling their home on Zillow in just the first quarter. So that's just the first 3 months of 2019. And literally that's one seller every 2 minutes, equating to about $200 million in transaction volume a day. That's shocking. I mean, in my my entire career originating loans, I calculated at one point I had done like $250 million of loans over the course of time that I was originating transactions. And so they're doing that every single day of transaction volume. They're not getting all of those deals, but that's the inquiry level. People are looking into this idea of these iBuyers, the automated platforms. So you need to pay attention to that. The second thing is just the reach, just the scope of Zillow in terms of traffic. Now here's the bad news. Everybody in the industry helped them build this platform. So everybody was co-promoting with them, building the validity of this platform as they grew the tools and even paying them to do the work of growing it. You were paying for leads with Zillow, and then they were using that to fuel their growth. But here's the thing, right? And I think 2 billion visits on Zillow Group's mobile apps and websites just during the first quarter. Just during 3 months of the year, 2 billion visits on their... So what you need to know as an individual marketer is they're controlling this massive amount of traffic online in the real estate space. Another thing you need to pay attention to here is that they ended with over $1.5 billion in cash and investments and a $1.1 billion available on their credit facilities, revolving credit lines, those types of things. Why is that important? Because they get investor capital, which give them resources, their war chest, to be able to wage this war against the rest of the industry. And they're telling all of their investors, this isn't for you as an individual competitor in the marketplace. This is to try to get people who are out there who are willing to invest in Zillow on this long-term vision. This is what they're saying. We have this big war chest of money that we can afford to lose money in the short term in order that we can capture market share and we can put people out of business so that we can own the market in the future. So that's what you need to know as an individual marketer. A couple of more important points. They plan by the end of Q1 2020 to be operating in 20 markets. I'm going to blow this up real quick here. And in this map, you'll see those are the markets that they are currently operating in blue, and the yellow ones are where they were planning to launch. They're already underway. And so you need to pay attention that this thing is going to be expanding very rapidly. In the first quarter, I want to point out, I didn't highlight it here, but they sold 414 homes and they purchased 898 homes. So they're literally sitting on a backlog of homes that are listed in the marketplace. The competition for listing agents out there and new buyers. Another thing, I'm going to skip over that point for just brevity of time. One thing important I wanted to show you was this. In this thing, they show literally on every single home that they bought and sold, the flips that they're doing where they're making those instant offers and then putting those homes back on the market and selling them. On every single home, they averaged losing a little over $3,000 a month. Excuse me, not $3,000 a month, but $3,000 per home on each transaction. Why is that important? Because as a small investor out in the marketplace trying to buy and sell homes, can anyone survive if they're losing money on every transaction? Absolutely not. And so what ends up happening even for your investor clients, the people that are buying homes, trying to flip homes, turn around and list them back with you and then sell them again, Zillow's playing on a completely different business model, completely different playing field, because they can afford to buy homes fix them up, sell them, and do it at a loss on every single transaction because they're not beholden to profit like normal individual people in business are. They have investment capital that's driven in that allows them to pursue this business model on a very large scale. One last thing I wanted to show you about here is they're not just looking to take over buying and selling homes. They also acquired Mortgage Lenders of America. They started the Zillow Home Loans platform, and it doesn't just stop there. The adjacent opportunities they talk about in the investor portion of their quarterly report talk about controlling things like title and escrow, moving services, home warranty services, insurance, home renovation services, mortgages, home seller leads. All of these other affiliated services they intend to control as well as they continue to scale out and grow their platform. Super important stuff. It says right here, Zillow intends to deliver consumers a true end-to-end digital real estate transaction experience. There are higher levels of probability from efficiencies they can gain from applying the technology and low customer acquisition costs. Now, let me explain something. The reason there are low acquisition costs for clients is because those are actually your top end borrowers. 700 plus credit score, people with money down, the easy loans to close, the people that easily qualify. Like I said, you put them through on the purchase process and they normally get an automated valuation model response from the underwriting engines so you can waive that appraisal and don't have to go through that process. Those super high end borrowers like that are the ones that are going to fit most perfectly into these completely automated systems because life becomes very simple for them. They can literally close their purchase transaction or their loan by clicking a mouse. People that need a little extra attention, the massaging, the professional service, which is what you bring to the table as an industry professional, those people won't be able to go through these platforms. But guess what? Zillow and all these other iBuyer platforms, as well as now Amazon getting into the game with Realogy, they're not gunning for all those people that need massaging to get the deal done. They're gunning for the people who are the easy close transactions, which, by the way, are the bread and butter of your long-term business that end up generating the types of referrals that you want to keep getting, those same types of borrowers. So that's why it's such a threat, is that will they take all of your business? No, absolutely not. They can never replace the personal connection between you helping a borrower who needs help to be able to get their transaction done. Where you're going to lose traction is with those borrowers and those home buyers and home sellers who don't need as much handholding because they're already put together well financially. And that's what's got to freak you out right now with everything that's going on. That's their agenda. They want to take over the entire process for those people and own every single step of it. There's some stuff at the end I wanted you to show. This just goes over the loss. And again, one quick thing. I go over this in my webinar. There's a great book called The Four. It talks about the technology companies, Facebook, Google, Apple, and Amazon, and how they grew to be the largest internet companies. There's some principles in that apply directly to our business and what's happening right now. And I'm teaching that in depth on the webinar. You can go check it out on Thursday. There's a link in this email, and I'll show you more. But the point is, just understand this. The reason they're able to scale the way that they scale is not because they're profitable. It's because they have a low cost of capital from investors that allow them to do things that traditional business people cannot do. And that's got to freak you out because you can't compete on that playing field. So you have to ask yourself, how do I compete? Well, I compete by looking at other ways to be able to do business more efficiently, more effectively, build deeper relationships, and take care of people so that I continue to protect my business, put a fence around my business, and then learn how to grow it from there. I teach all those strategies on the webinar. Now, one last thing I want to get to the end here. This is kind of the wrap-up, long-term targets. Listen to this, guys. I told you they only bought like 450 houses in the entire, or almost, it was like 500 houses in all of the quarter, 3 months. That's what, like 175 houses a month. Their goal is to be purchasing 5,000 homes a month through Zillow offers. That's their longer term, but when they talk longer term, we're talking within a year, 2 years. They're going to be doing 5,000 homes a month through Zillow offers, generating annualized revenue on just that segment of their business of $20 billion. Okay, they're losing money on every transaction today. They intend to generate annualized revenue of $20 billion and be in profit, up from 686 total homes purchased in 2018 that generated $52 million in revenue. I didn't figure out what the multiple is, what times growth. It's not 10x growth, guys. That'd be 520 million. We're talking $20 billion projection. It's orders of magnitude larger in terms of production volume. That's their goal, and they believe they can do it. And quite honestly, with the level of traffic they have and the efficiencies they can generate and the low cost of capital to drive this thing, they probably, unfortunately, will, and it will all come from the top end of the market. Also, on the mortgage segment for my mortgage loan officers, they are intending, even right now, their goal for the third quarter, I think, of this year, 2019, was to have a pull-through rate of 1 out of every 3 of those home loans that they're taking, of the instant offers that they're taking on as listings. They want a 1 in 3 pull through to get the mortgage loan on the new purchase for every one of those people. That's this quarter. That's quarter 3 2019. So they're calling it an attach rate, is what you see in this document. Attach rate is really a pull-through rate on the people from one segment to the other, and that's what their intention is this year in 2019. And that was up from 0, by the way. They were doing 0 of those in 2018. So 33% of their business, of their mortgage business, they want to come as pull-through from those homes listed and those people becoming buyers. And then the other thing you need to know is Zillow Home Loans, they want to originate more than 3,000 loans monthly, up from only 4,000 loans annually by Mortgage Lenders of America. So again, orders of magnitude. These guys are not playing small ball here. They're going for it. They're going for it big, and they're using investor capital to take your business away. So like I said, I wanted to go in depth on this video. I hope you get value out of it. Again, Michael Erdman with mysmartblog.com. You can go and click the link in here if you want to know more. Come to my webinar. I go over this stuff in depth, and I give you a specific plan on how you can build a defense against this so that you can continue to grow your business and, more importantly, protect the business that you've spent years and years, possibly decades, building the foundation of and creating your long-term successful business. If you don't do the right things right now, and put the right pieces in place, you simply won't be able to compete with these guys. And it's nothing that you're doing wrong, by the way. It's just the volume, the sheer volume of money they have, and the efficiencies they've built, and the scale that they can work at. They will corporatize, especially that top end of the market. So if you want to know more, just grab a seat, take an hour out of your day, learn this stuff, implement the stuff, and it will definitely help you protect your business. Thanks so much, guys. If you have any questions, get a hold of me at mysmartblog.com. Take care now.